Well, first off, you guys don't think that in the scheme of things, first of all, Cleanertimes is a distributor manufacturer magazine. They've never hidden this from us. I think that sometimes contractors get the perception that this magazine is for them when it actually is not. If this were a contractor magazine, I'll just explain this to you right here. That wouldn't say buyer's guide for manufacturer and supplier listings 2010. Cleanertimes, or 2000, yeah, it's 2010 edition there, as well as the 2011 that's around here somewhere. Um, these are the type of things that are that should, boom, the light bulb should blink inside your head, and you should have figured out that this contractor or manufacturer magazine, that's exactly what it's for, manufacturers and distributors, to find their products and to sell to us. This industry is missing a lot of segments to it. We don't have a distributor association. We have for 20 years, we've had a crippling up and down organization. We've had a blunder of a start of another organization that one man, people don't realize, and nobody wants to talk about it, did a lot of damage to the industry. Also, probably lost a little bit of faith in actual the management of Cleanertimes, and that was the start of the UAMCC with Carlos Gonzalez. Um, I think people don't realize sometimes the setbacks that these things cause. These type of things that happen in the industry cause people to lose faith and trust. They don't want to trust one another. They don't want to help each other. They don't want the industry to move forward. I mean, I've done it too. You throw up your hand and you say, I'm done with it, forget it. I don't want to do anything with it. What really should happen is that we need a true focused for contractor leader to come out of this mess, and basically drive the industry in the correct direction. Nobody wants to talk about what the correct direction is. We need certifications within these organizations that we can use in our marketing that can set us apart from contractors who are not in association with uh, associations and the mainstream in the industry. But on the turncoat of that, the associations have to reach out to this larger customer base with the money that they have from the collective members and reach out and sell the association and sell that being a PWNA member or being a UAMCC member or being an ICA member is going to matter. Otherwise, it's not really going to mean anything at the end of the day. Chris over at WCRA, which is the new Window Cleaning Resource Association, I was just recently talking to him about something similar to this, and I think he sees it too. If you don't validate some type of a program to belong to these associations, there's no real reason to be involved with them. For 20 years, people go, well, it's logo rental. Well, it's logo rental if you market the association. You shouldn't have to market the association. The association should be marketing itself. When you go to a customer, the customer should say, hey, are you a PWNA member? Because I want to use a PWNA member. Or are you an RCIA member? I want a certified roof cleaner on my roof. And that's all I want is a certified roof cleaner on that roof. RCIA is making advancements towards this right now, probably closer than anyone, because fundamentally the guys that are involved in that are contractors. Some give AC a lot of crap, but AC does understand marketing and understands the principles that if they're going to have a viable association, that these members have to have an elite advantage over uh, their their competition. That's what AC's bred, and what he's done in his business is he's implemented things within inside of his business like mine that puts you above the other contractors. But we don't have time to sit there and do the association's billing. We can't. I want people to know the Pro Power Wash logo. Okay. Would I love to have in there one day certified PWA member or certified UAMCC or RCIA? Hey, that'd be great. That would be great. I got off a little bit off topic on this because we were talking about this, and DJ's just, he's enlightened. He put a fire under me a little bit. DJ's only been in the business for 2 years. He's a little bit upset with this. DJ, now think about this. If you had to be me or anybody else that's been in this business for 20 years, this is what we've been dealing with. Buddy, it's time now. Get on the bandwagon to help it. Quit thinking about you, and don't be in my shoes in 20 years looking back on this again and saying, I know you're not going to ever want to say this. Ron Musgraves told you so. Because if you don't do something today about it, DJ, I can assure you that either if you stay in this industry, which it sounds like you're so frustrated and disgusted with it, you may not. But if you stay in this industry for any amount of time and you don't do the changing yourself, well, it's never going to get changed because there's nobody out there that's going to do it. The only people that are going to do it are us contractors. We have to change from within ourselves of the ideology that we can be together, we can have a viable association, and we can have a clear voice in this industry. But you know what? The PWNA, the UAMCC, ICA, RCIA, they're not going to be able to do it alone. They're going to need our help. Each individual contractor needs our help. I don't want to forget the PWNC when we mention this. Some will go, that's Celeste's little own private little group over there. Celeste is trying to do things with her association as well. Likewise, it's all about dollars. One nice thing about the localness of her association is she only has a few members, and she only has to take care of those few members. She's only one person, but her organization is a lot smaller, so they can focus on their local things. I've been saying this for a long time. This is what these other national organizations need to do. They need to focus on some local deals, work on their chapters, not try to build from the top and come down, but try to build a foundation down here that's a little stronger, and then build up. And then, this house of cards that all these associations have been building all these years always seems to crumble down and fall apart. We've seen it with the PWNA. We've seen it with the UAMCC. We're probably going to continue to see it with some of these other associations for a while until they learn. I'm hoping that the PWNA has finally learned. Mike Hilborn has been doing a great job there. I want to believe that they're going to continue to do a great job. Some of these guys think the UMCC is extinct. They're not. They're coming around. The RCIA is on the edge of some stuff that's crazy. They're getting ready to unfold some stuff. They're gonna blow the socks off the doors here, man. There's some things coming about, but none of these things will ever be valid until us as the industry takes them in, encompasses them, and gives them the big squeeze and the okay to say, hey, let's do it, let's move forward. All this fighting amongst each other, who likes who's unpopular with who does this, blah 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 blah, all personal lives, all that other business, it doesn't mean anything. what we need to do collectively as contractors and professional business people are work together professionally, regardless of what our feelings are towards another person or whether we think somebody's a crook or a cheat. You know, obviously we don't want to work with people that are, you know, shady by no means, and bad character flaws. That's not what I'm saying, to just disregard all that. But some of the petty issues of things in the industry that stop things are basically ridiculous. Because somebody doesn't like their hair color, or because somebody's bald, or because somebody's fat, or you know, whatever the situation is. You get my point. These are not valid reasons in the industry to keep our industry moving forward. Everybody, no matter what color, creed, race, has something valuable to bring to this organization, industry, whether they're young like DJ, whether they're an old goat like me, or whether they're a controversial guy like Tony Shelton. Everybody has something that they can bring. And if we could harness this and collectively work together for one common goal, you know, who knows what this industry can bring in? Who knows what we can do? Trust me, the revenue is there. The revenue stream is there. The problem is people like Cleanertimes, or I should say magazines like Cleanertimes, they're not focusing on us because they don't believe that there's a revenue stream for these manufacturers. Now, these manufacturers have told me differently, that there is. Some of them have reported nearly 1/3 of all of their revenue is to our industry. That's a big report. It makes me happy to say that there's industries out there that are actually, or manufacturers out there that are actually tracking us. Now, some of these other bigger conglomerates, the problem is they're not tracking it because their distribution channels go out to a distributor, and these distributors often tell them, oh, it's the contract cleaner's not that big of a deal in my business. It's not who I deal with. I deal with municipalities, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's true. There is quite a bit of that contracting that goes on, but the contract cleaner is still a viable revenue stream for these folks, and they need to start listening to us. But they're never going to listen to us unless we get our voices heard, unless we stand together as one unit and say, here's what we want. We have to do that. We have to be willing to do that, and we can't have yes guys up there at the front doing this. We got to have guys in there that will say, hey, no, manufacturer, we want our guys represented. We want to have, what are you going to do this year for this segment of the industry? They do a lot for the other segments, and right now they need to be coughing up and putting dollars in and helping the mobile contract cleaner move along and basically expedite this process that's taken 20 years that should have took 3 years, and get it moving. And that's it. That's all I got to say today. You had to watch this 13-minute and 43-second video. We're out.